What's going on, guys? Spartan Millie here, and welcome to the very first episode of our Motorsport Manager F1 2021 Manager, Aston Martin Save. Alright, so yes, here we are, brand new series in the channel. I've been wanting to do a Motorsport Manager series for a little while now after our rebuilding Ferrari one. If you haven't seen that already, I'll chuck it down in the description below. So check that out if you're interested. But yes, we're back here in 2021. Play this amazing mod that's made by Eddie Markwick. Big shout out to him who works in this mod year after year. All credit goes to him. I have no sort of say in designing this mod, but this mod's link will be in the description below, so check it out if you're interested. And also the video, if you want to know how to install it, I have a video on that will also be in the description below, and also the other mods that I use will be in the description below as well, just to sort of give you a heads up. If you're looking forward to this series, leave it a like and consider subscribing if you're not already. Without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Alright, so if you're not that familiar with F1, you wouldn't know that Aston Martin are actually a sort of new team, a rebranded team. Of course, they used to be Racing Point, and before that they were Force India. But Lawrence Stroll, as you can see here, bought out the team because he wants his son to have a seat, Lance Stroll, who is actually doing decent this season. But as you know, high expectations with all that money behind him, and let's just say first 3 races of the season, they've got 5 points. The highest finish is 8th. Sebastian Vettel has struggled, to say the least. Lance Stroll's got all the points, but yeah, we're going to try and change their fortunes here and build Aston Martin to an absolute powerhouse. So we're just going to go through our emails here. We're going to keep both our drivers because they're both contracted on. Where we're going to finish, I'm going to say 7th because that's where the car is, but I'm hoping to be much higher than 7th, but it won't really matter because we've got 150 million to spend. So yeah, like I said, keeping the drivers. Apart from that, let's have a look at the HQ real quick. Pretty nicely built up. We can maybe upgrade what's the engine one? The track. Maybe we'll upgrade the track because we want a good engine in the car, really. We do have a Mercedes power unit. But as you see, that's where the car sort of stacks up. We'll see where the drivers stack up. Where's the home screen? There it is. So drivers, 6th. Headquarters, not the best on grid, and our staff needs a bit of improvement. But yeah, that's sort of a quick rundown. But yeah, so now we're just going to quickly design a new part. So if you don't know this game, it's just constantly building new parts, improving the car, and then all the race strategy as well. So this game's got many levels to it. I love this game, and it came out like 7 years ago, something like that, and it's still being modded by the community to this day. That's how good it is. So moddable, so good. But we're going to work on our front wing here because I love a front wing. They're so easy to build and cheap and quick, and it's easy sort of positions on the track. So we're going to also improve some parts. Reliability is fine. So you can get your staff here, departments to work on certain sort of performance upgrades or reliability, depends on what you need. But we're going to go top speed here because that's important in Sakhir, and I don't really want to be building engines all season. So we'll improve the ones we have to start. But yes, I'm going to go forward to our first race here in Sakhir. Obviously, it's got all the new tracks, or the current calendar, sorry, for this year. So looking forward to that. Plenty of races this year. So yeah, I'll see you for our first one in Sakhir. Alright, it is race weekend time. Now, I did actually have time to build a second front wing because like I said, very quick, very easy to do. And as you see there, we are already 3rd best on grid with our front wing. It's actually came out really well. We have some good components in there. If you don't know, different sort of staff members come in different components, and we actually have a really good one for front wing. It's 1245 right now, but that can improve to like 1300, which is mental. Plenty of room for improvement, I believe it is. Oh, close to 1277. I think we're building the next one's 1300, so that's something to look forward to. Really working on that front wing. Hopefully, we can go to the top of the grid. It's always good. Our car is now 5th best on grid. We're also improving the performance of other parts. But yeah, it is Sakhir time. We have to select some tires. We're gonna go, like I said, oh my days, so many tires. I never use mediums, but we'll bring a couple sets. I don't rate the mediums in this game at all, but there we go. We'll go with a 10.82. That's a good sort of balance. And let's race. So there is, of course, your practice session. I think, yeah, your 3-stage qualifying, and then, of course, your race. So I'm just going to go do practice by myself. Just try and get some feedback and get the right setups on the car, and I'll see you for qualifying. I have no idea how we're going to go. Hopefully, we have a good weekend. See you in quali. All right, here we are. Sakhir qualifying. Practice was decent. I don't really know where we'll be, to be honest. I think we'll easily make it to Q2, but Q3 is the challenge. But do we want to make it to Q3? Because then you're stuck on what tires you have to use. So Yeah, like I said, the setup's sort of there. I think we've got a bit of an improvement to do here. If you don't know, if you haven't played this game, you sort of just tweak with these sliders until you find the right spot. It's completely random. It's got nothing to do with the track, which is sort of just a sort of thing. But we're gonna just keep the speed balance as it is. I don't want to mess with it too much. But fresh set of tires, why not? We've got plenty of tires to choose from. We had an excellent there. If we just get that downforced about there. And then we had a great on the speed balance, which was about there. Lovely stuff. And put the handling back to what it was. All right. Setups are looking good. Let's get the boys out there. Take qualifying. This sort of first episode is going to be a bit of a feeler until I see what sort of format we take. Let me know what you think if you want to see qualifying this season. I am looking to slim down the races a bit more and not just upload the sort of the entire race. So, because there was a couple races last series in the rebuilding Ferrari where I just was sort of sitting there talking while, because races, we're on long races, so when it's 60 laps, it can drag on a little bit, especially if you're not racing as such. You're sort of just in open air. So I'll look to cut those parts out of this series to make the videos a bit smaller. But we've done one run here. We may as well. I didn't even check the water. I'm a bit rusty. So how long's the laps around here? 120. So we'll send them out again for a second stint. We may as well. We've got the tires to use. Unfortunately, drivers can't crash in qualifying, which sucks a little bit. It would add another element to the game. And we'll send them out with about 2.5 to go. Try and get that max track grip. But yeah, I'm going to keep saying it throughout the series, but I really, really hope that one day we'll get Motorsport Manager 2 for PC. Obviously, there's like 3 on the phone, and you can actually mess with the setups in quali, which you can't really do in real Formula 1 because, of course, parc fermé conditions. But we can here, so we may as well. And I don't know which way to take the speed balance, so we'll just take it that way. New set of tires, send him out. Stroll next. Yeah, his setup's fine. Let's just get him out there for the second run. Hopefully, we can stay in the top 15. If you don't know F1, Q1, the bottom 5 times get eliminated. Everyone sets a time or two on a lap, and we both make it across the line with plenty of time to spare. So, and looks like the bottom 4 aren't even going to go out, and we already got Giovinazzi on an in lap. So, no need to go out a second time, but you know what? We both go above Ocon there, so it's not too bad. Max Verstappen on top of the time charts by a lot, but we don't know whether the Mercedes were performing at full strength or what. But in a Q2 comfortably, now this is where it's going to be quite a challenge. Maybe we can just skip to Q2 next sort of race weekend. But yeah, like I said, this is sort of a feeler episode. We'll see how the format goes. But yeah, let's just send him out nice and early, get a bit of a banker lap in. The track grip's pretty good. We'll send out Stroll now, give it a bit of space, clean air. So yeah, if you don't know the rules Q2 as well, I just sort of add in quick reminders. But if you make it to Q3, you must start the race on the tyre set that you made it into Q3 with. So if you finish in the top 10, you have to use the tyre on the lap that you got there with. So that's why if we can get like P11, 12, it's sort of a good thing because I don't think we'll be able to do much damage in Q3 anyway. I think we'll just be 9 and 10, but we'll see how we go. We won't ride off Q3 just yet. Stroll, we're about a quarter of a second off the pace of Norris there, so Stroll looks like he will be the faster driver, but we'll have to see as the season pans out. But track conditions are perfect here, they are, so there's no point really waiting because the track's not going to get much better. It's in peak condition. We're going to tweak with the speed balance a tiny bit with Seb. A bit risky, I know, but let's go the other way. Lovely stuff. That'll do it. Fresh set of tyres, may as well. Just in case we sneak into Q3, we don't want to be starting the race on a used set of tyres. But here we go. Oh, 2 used, you know what I mean. 2 stints, but one last run at it. See if we can make it into Q3. But like I said, not expecting to. Come on. Ah, here we go. Oh no, we're already going. Vettel 12th, that's not too bad, and Stroll 11th. That is kind of perfect positions. Obviously, Vettel being in 12th would be better, but like I said earlier, we get to choose what tyres we start on in the race because we didn't make any Q3. Bottas on pole, Verstappen second, and Hamilton third. Perez down in 5th, Ricciardo in 6th. All right, that's quite an interesting grid, isn't it? Hamilton's usually absolutely cracked in this game, so. Anyway, no Q3. Both your drivers have been eliminated. Simulate session. I'll see you for the race. All right, it is race time here in Sakhir. Verstappen actually got pole in the end. For some reason, I've completely forgot about Q3 when I was reading off the finishing spots in Q2. But Verstappen stole pole in the day, and we're going to go super soft and race trim. So, if I didn't explain this before, this is your practice knowledge. This is sort of like the data you collect in practice, along with the setups. We're going to go attack, overtake, overtake, attack. Lovely stuff. Start race. So you have Verstappen on pole, Hamilton alongside him, Leclerc, Bottas, Perez, Ricardo. Pretty much pretty similar to QT, but the Q2, but the top sort of four have moved around. But here we go. We're gonna go ultra zoomed in because we've got the enhanced camera mod. Again, link in description if you want to download that or install it. Vettel's in 13th, Stroll's in 11th. We like to go on board with the driver in front, which I've switched to Stroll, but now is Vettel. And Vettel has a good slingshot up there. He's in 10th as he's going to go alongside Pierre Gasly. Look how good the cars look. Eddie Markwick, you've outdone yourself. Look at that. Unfortunately, the enhanced graphics mod, we don't have the moving tires, which is a bit disappointing, but still, look at the car liveries. That's unreal. I mean, the Ferrari green. I mean that's obviously not the mod, but jeez, I still don't understand that decision. But look at that. Let's have a look at the Mercedes with the AMG spew on the back of it as well. Oh, it doesn't really show it because, yeah, it's so light. But here we go. What a start there is for Vettel in 7th. Stroll's been okay. It looks like we're going to have trouble heating up the tyres here. So we're going to chuck it into 12 times for a little bit. But yeah, we're going to try and keep the tyres in his optimal range, but we can't even get them up there. So we're going to chuck it and push. That's fine. Usually the tyres overheat a lot, but looks like we're going to have easier to keep in range here. And Vettel is going for a move on one of the McLarens here. Norris in 6th place. Bit exciting. We're going to stay on with Vettel here in this McLaren battle. The tyres in a good spot right now. We're going to keep using all that fuel. Burn as much fuel to get a good start here before we settle into the race a little bit. But Vettel looks like he's sort of making that 7th place spot his own. We're going to try and cool the tyres down a little bit as they reach. We're going to turn the engines down, sort of get into the groove of this race. But we're going to go for a one-stop, bar any accidents, of course, if we have a little incident. But Bottas, oh, Daniel Ricciardo was crashed out into the middle of the concrete. Okay, interesting. Interesting. I like how there's got like sand there. Oh, and we've switched to Ricardo in the garage. Not what we're going to do. Vettel inherits 6th place because Ricardo crashed out, but he's got Ferraris breathing down his neck. So hopefully we can zoom away from those guys. But we're going to chuck the engine to medium, trying to start getting the fuel under control. We don't want to burn too much too quickly. But right now we're on 9 points, which is almost double what real Aston Martin have, which is pretty interesting. But Sainz, who's oh no, I was about to say he's doing a good job keeping Bottas behind. Vettel, all right, Vettel loses the position to to Bottas, and then Sainz gets past him as well. We're going to chuck it back into 12 times, try and get this race going. But it looks like he could clap back. We're going to put the tires back there, give him a bit of fuel as well to burn, chuck it in overtake mode as he's trying to fight off the Alpine. No, it's not the Alpine, is it? No, it's the AlphaTauri. It looks like the Alpine. There's too many blue cars on the grid now. It's confusing. And the tires are overheating. This is more of the game I was used to. Tires overheating every 2 seconds. But it looks like we're sort of getting into the groove of this race now. We've got an AlphaTauri splitting us. We're going to jump on board Stroll here. We're going to watch this battle. And he gets past the AlphaTauri just as we jump over. Typical Stroll. I was just coming over to watch you overtake him, but he's done it there. And hopefully we can keep behind. I'm going to skip ahead now until we got the pit stops. So I'll see you when we pit. Oh no, we lost the position. I'll see you at the pit stops. Alright, so it's about time for a pit, and I'm in a bit of a dilemma here because we can make it onto it at the end of the race on another set of softs, but of course you're meant to use 2 tyre sets, so we're going to do that, even though it's not actually a rule in the game. I feel like for realism, plus we might not even make it on the super softs, so let's just box here, get Vettel in the pits. He did overtake Norris, but Norris has stopped, so we won't celebrate that one just yet, but he's going to kill those tyres on the way into the pits like a champion. Push, 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 and get those tyres up to temp nice and quick. Now we're going to look to bring Stroll into the pits. There we go. Attack, attack, attack. Use as much fuel, as much as the tyre wear as possible. Also, Sainz crashed out in the exact same spot Ricardo did. Something about that corner. There must be a oh, on the front jack, we got a mistake on the front jack, but it's not too bad. Only 2 seconds. Not ideal. But not. Oh, and Vettel saying nice work. That's awesome because we messed up Stroll's pit stop. That's good teamwork, guys. Good teamwork. But how are we going here? I don't know how these. They're really mediums, but we'll call them softs because that's what they are in the game. How these softs will work with the tire heating. It looks like that they're maintaining. Oh, they're going up a little bit, so maybe we can put back on conserve. But Stroll hopefully can recover. There's still a couple cars that need to pit, so hopefully we can take back some positions after the what's it called, bad pit stop. But yeah, Vettel's sort of his own world there. There is an Alpine in the distance. Hopefully we can keep them behind, but we're going to start saving fuel a little bit. I mean, not really. We got plenty of fuel. Stroll's going to calm down a little bit on the tyre degs, and we're going to give him a bit of kick to try and get past this Alfa Romeo. So yeah, I'll see you if anything else happens in this race. But other than that, I'll see you in the last couple of laps. Oh, what? And Lance Stroll has crashed out of this race. I don't know what he's done there, but it's something about the concrete. And yeah, that doesn't happen very often. One of my drivers crashing out. It's something about the concrete on this track just causes a car to DNF. But safety car's out, and Stroll talk to the. Ah, shocking. But we're not going to pit. There's no point. We got pretty fresh tires. Or should we pit? Nah, we lose track position now. We'd rather have track position. If we just maybe didn't pit for another couple laps, I mean, nah, there's more. We had to pit when we did, really. We would have lost too much time on those old super softs. But yeah, so a safety car with 10 laps to go. One of our drivers is out. Stroll didn't look like getting points today anyway. He had a bit of a shocking race after the pit. It was all down from there after the pit mistake. But we'll see what Vettel can do here with 8 laps to go. We're going to give him all the petrol he needs, or fuel, I guess you can call it. But one more lap onto the safety car. Come on, Vettel. Let's see what he can do from 8th place. That Alpine was catching up to us anyway, so it just means we get to bunch up to the front of the pack a bit more. But here we go. Safety car turning back to pit lane. How? Oh, we're right on time here. Attack, attack, attack. Hopefully the cold tires don't affect us too much. We're going to chuck it in 4 times. Zoom up nice and close. Come on, Vettel. Looks like he's not going to be able to do much there, but we're going to chuck it back and up in 12 times. Still about 5 laps this race to go. 6 even. It's just at the top there, but Yuki's on worn tires, so hopefully we can get a bit of a overtake on him. It'd be fantastic, but it looks like we're more under pressure from the Alpine behind us, and Russell is in the points here, which is great to see. For him, we're going to keep on overtake, but that Alpine is scaring me a lot. Vettel's going to work on keeping it behind there. We're going to keep it going, and it looks like we've kept him going behind us. Conserve, try and get those tires back down a bit. They're overheating. Can we make a last ditch move on Yuki? Come on, last lap. Here we go. Chuck those tires and overtake. There's no point holding on to them. Here it goes on to Sonda. Down the inside. Beautifully done into P7 for Sebastian Vettel there. Can he hold on to it? That would give us 6 points, of course. Come on. And we're going to watch him cross the line here in 7th place. Good job, Sebastian Vettel. We already got more points in the real life Aston Martin, so that is a victory in my books. 6 points. Bit disappointing to not have Stroll at least finish the race. The pit mistake sort of wasn't his fault. Well, it wasn't his fault, so can't blame him too much for that. But crashing in the middle of concrete is, yeah, pretty questionable behavior to be honest. But look at that. Of course, we're not using any illegal parts, so no risk of rule break. Not a bad first race for Aston Martin. It is a stable first race. It puts us 5th in the championship. We said 7th. Williams got the first point, so that's good for them as well. Alright, we got our little interview here. After his victory, what are your thoughts on Max Verstappen at the moment? He's clearly an exceptional talent, you know, whatever. No point arguing with that. He's obviously an exceptional talent. So yeah, that is going to wrap up our first episode here. Obviously we got our sponsors locked in for a long time, which is alright because they are paying us good money. We're actually making money per race, which is good news. But yeah, not a bad first race. Could have gone better. Could have had a finish with Stroll, but that doesn't matter. Vettel picked up 6 points. That's all that matters. I hope you enjoyed this first episode. If you did, please leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel to follow along with the series. And I have plenty of other Motorsport Manager, FIFA, Foot Manager, Football Text and Glory, Prison Architect content if you want to check those out. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.